Hello and welcome to this one, a 1v1 game played on Ohmen Duel between 3rd Armoured, played by Moe, and he's going up against 7th East German, played by LagginDragon. So we'll cover the deck reviews, then the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for LagginDragon, and he's playing 7th Panzer Division. Sort of a less and less popular div, basically, especially with like Southag out now, all the Czech stuff, and the Soviet T-72 divs, like, and then the other one, the 9th Panzer Division. Not a very popular div, but whatever, let's go through it. So first things first, he clearly wants to play a short game because everything's 2-vet. Well, most of it's 2-vet. So in that case, it can make sense to have 2 cards of supply, especially if you're focusing mainly on your air, which doesn't need supply cards. Just remember to turn the fuel off on the supply when you spawn it in, so you're not constantly losing supply to giving your tanks fuel, which they don't really need. Anyway, in terms of your CV options, you've got, 3 per card wheeled, 2 per card wheeled, 2 per card tracked, but it's super cheap, or 3 per card tracked. Now, given that the other CVs are tracked tanks, you might as well bring a wheeled one. So yeah, this makes sense, really. And then for your supply options, heavy supply, medium supply, armoured, cheap supply. So if you've only got 2 cards, yeah, bringing these 2 makes sense. Or you could, no, to be honest, this makes the most sense. Infantry, so this is like one of the most cost-effective cards in the game. You get 7 at 1 vet, 5 at 2 vet, 45 points, resolute, great RPG, 2 of the best MGs in the game, and then 30 points for this vehicle with a Grom, a Malyutka, PKT, smoke, resolute. Yeah, it's just crazy cost efficiency on this. Obviously the Polish one without resolute and without smoke is 25, but I'm absolutely fine with paying 5 points for smoke and resolute. Frankly, I think the price of this should be like 5 more, basically. Anyway, so yeah, 4 cards of that is a bit excessive. Probably don't need 20 of those. Like, where's your infantry ATGM, right? And you can just downbet these and still have 21, right? Which is a nice number. And then you can get your infantry ATGM, which is pretty useful. Otherwise, you've only got 6 ATGMs on the ground. So that's what I'd do. And if you're like, well, 21 is too many, then you can just upvet the first one. The whole point, so Pioneers, you're getting close, throw the satchels, SPW-70, nice transport for 30 points. But satchels have to get close to throw the satchel, and they'll be taking cohesion damage all that time. So these definitely need to be at 1 vet. And then you've got Motshots and SVD, which these guys, so DMR is kind of like 4 rifles in terms of suppressive capability, at least. And the MGs are like 2 rifles each. So it's like, 8 plus 5, 13 shooty power. So really nice squad to have. Only 1 card, right? So yeah, you bring them at 1 vet, and then you've got, wheeled infantry with an RPG if you need it. You've got satchels, infantry ATGM now, right? And then grenade launcher. So this thing is actually really good. It's really good at holding ground, especially given that it has 4 HP now. I think it used to be 2 a lot, because there's only 2 guys on the model, right? So yeah, that's really nice piece of kit. But yeah, not having the infantry ATGM doesn't make much sense to me. And yeah, you were bringing that at no vet because you don't care about, because this only has 2 strength. Artillery, so Acacias, they used to be called Acacias, then they changed their name to something I can't say. And then mortars for smoke. Typically you want your mortars in an MTLB because then they will survive counter battery because you just load them back in. This is faster, but usually you can do with just being slightly slower. Right, and the off-road speed of these is terrible, so this is actually faster off-road. It'll save you from counter battery. Last time we covered his deck, he had an RM70, and it just didn't really make much sense. In a 1v1, this is really hard to justify bringing. Tanks, so T55As at 2 vet are extremely good, and this div you can actually get 3 cards of them. And then, yeah, so he's got 2 CV tanks. So, like, 3 top armor's great against Arty, but this will die in 1 hit to a 30 AP missile, as will these. And the whole point is that this one won't. And that's every AT plane in the game, bar 2, has a 30 AP missile. So this will get 1 past, and this will actually survive, which makes it a lot better. That's why it's 25 points more. So the other thing is, so T-72s, you know, they've got an autoloader, so they don't benefit that much from being at 2 vet. Honestly recommend bringing this at 1 vet. Yeah, I mean, this whole strategy of, like, finish the game early, I don't really like doing it. I mean, people like Homelander have had great success in it, but usually what happens is, well, you lose early, and then you've just got no depth to your division, because everything's at 2 vet, and then you just lose. Like, there's no comeback potential, so don't really think it's worth it as a general strategy. And then we've got this for sort of running around the sides and being annoying and scouting and stuff. It's really effective at sniping people's AA pieces. Spezial Aufklärer are like the only thing that makes 7th good compared to 9th East German, because they've got actual airborne forward deployment in this div. These guys have ground surveillance radar and an SVD. These are SMGs, so at close range they're alright. Obviously the SVD wouldn't fire. And then Moe-23s Aufklärer, it's an interesting choice. Like no recon helo. Yeah, I mean, so I would probably bring this in this transport, because, like, you don't actually have that much recon here, and this is expensive anyway, and it's not like you need, because you've got fighting recon, and you've got plenty of regular infantry, including wheeled guys. So I'd swap this out for this, and then you've actually got some infantry you can afford, recon you can afford, and this has good optics as well, so you can send it around places, right? This is actually quite decent at dealing damage in the early game, protecting protecting exposed flanks and stuff, just with this. And then you can actually afford your recon. Oh, well, okay, I suppose you're actually only saving 5 points by doing that, but you get twice the recon, and then you can just put these everywhere, and you bring them at no vet, because they've not got much HP, so you don't need them to survive anything, especially given that there's no recon helo here. And, like, this thing's exceptional optics that you'd put in your tank, with your tanks. Just click it, Shift F, click on your tanks, but then this can suffice, I suppose, with very good optics. AA, so these two fulfill the same role, so you don't want both of them. So Cubs for long range. This is tracked anti-helo, and it can fight an Apache. This is wheeled anti-helo. So I bring this on 4th. I remember saying this in the last deck review, and I guess that's probably why you put it in, because it wasn't in last time. But basically, what you do is you can send this around the sides 85 kilometers an hour through the forest, whatever, with one of these, or with one of these. But yeah, usually it would. But yeah, this is on 4th Motschützen, right? So this, with that, send it around the sides. This shoots the vehicles. They send a helicopter. This shoots the helicopter. But like these two fulfill very similar roles. At a stretch, you could send this around the side, and like, what are you losing? You're losing this, which is an incredible anti-infantry piece of kit. It's absolutely absurd how broken these are. And you've not got any man pads. All for some meme strat, which this division isn't even suited to. This division wants to punch people in the face with T-72 spam. So, it's just not a good idea. And you either want the Igglers at 1 vet, because they can get closest to the front lines, help you against the helos, hide in buildings and stuff. Or you want this at no vet, or at 1 vet. But yeah, you just spam these absolutely everywhere, and they just win your fights. It's really stupid how good they are against infantry. And then helis, so this is 2 per card, which makes it pretty useful. This is 1 per card each. So don't you want 3 helis? And then you'll still have Kokons, a Kokon if you need it. You'll note that the range on these rockets is the same. I don't know, it's personal choice, I suppose, but I would go for that. And then air, so he's got 5 fighters. First 2 are upvetted, I suppose. I don't think this is ever a good idea to upvet your fighter. just always rather have one more fighter. Because it gives you, like, what, 8% additional ECM, basically, and 6% accuracy. It's like, who cares? And it's like, wow, the aim time's less. These missiles, they don't have aim times. So, it's just not worth it, really. I would downvet that. And then HE Bomber. This can actually one-shot heavy tanks because of how many bombs it drops. So it is better, but this is 3 per card, right? AT Plane and Seed. Yeah, so it would be between, like, this and that. Because this has some nice rockets on it. But yeah, this is kind of a reliable kill, I suppose. And they're both 3 per card, so I suppose the HE bomb is better. So that's it for that deck review. Switching to his opponent, we've got Moe Lester playing as 3rd US. And he's not vetted any of his tanks. Alright, so 3rd US, not really a recommended division in 1v1. Kind of hard to play, because if you're Abrams, like, it's just so slow. So yeah, 6 CVs. I got to the right number at the end. 2 cards of supply on a late game heavy tank div is a terrible idea. You want a 3rd card. Right, you can just get rid of this because it's trash. And then there you go. 3 cards of supply. Heavy supply. Nice wheeled supply. There's no point bringing this, really. It carries less supply. You're only saving 5 points, so. And then, yeah, cheapo tracked CV. It's like 2, 3, 4. Why wouldn't you bring this one? Well, it's only 3 strength, but it's got smoke and AT. This is 11 strength, okay. So you could swap this out for the car, so you're not too far behind on points at the start, like we said for 7th. But with 3rd Armoured, you're a slow div anyway, you're going to be behind on points anyway, so you might as well bring this and just send out 2 at the start, right? Because it's literally 2 of these for the price of 1 of these. And then, like, don't you want these in the wheels, so they're a bit faster. Infantry, so I've seen people bring in the flash now, like people I actually respect bring the flash. It works well if you bring it with other infantry, otherwise, yeah, you want regular engineers. And you'll note that he has no wheeled infantry at all. Well, what happens if you gotta fight somebody? Engineers Dragon are not good anymore. You know, Dragon 1's gotten this unit. This used to go 500 meters further. Used to be 10 points cheaper. So yeah, they're just not good anymore. I would bring MP Patrol M67, which now comes in a military police vehicle, and 24th gets that as well. So you can stop complaining now. Finally got that sorted. So yeah, so at least you've got a wheeled infantry, and then you can put the MP vehicle with your tanks. You just click it, Shift F, click on your tanks. We'll get to the tanks. So yeah, you can have these guys if you want for a bit of kind of mobility. Engineers, a bit of the Bradley spam between well, you want this in a car really. Between the Ito and the Tow 2, kind of prefer the Tow 2. Although this has 2 more availability. And then, yeah, engineers. Arty, you don't want 4 howitzers, especially if you only had 2 cards of supply. You want self-propelled mortars for smoke, so you can keep your tanks alive. It's kind of important. Tanks, these should all be at 1 vet minimum. I get the impression this guy hasn't played a lot. This thing I don't really recommend. I mean, you know, it's a Tow 2 with 2 armor, so it can work. The CV you kind of have to bring because you don't have medium tank. Well, actually no, because you've got Bradleys. Don't think you need the CV. Personally, I think Skate does bring it though. And then yeah, so M1A1s and M1A1 HAs, but it's just, you know, now you've only got 2 of these. So before you had 4, but if they get hit once, they're useless on no. It takes 7 minutes for a unit on no vet to go from no cohesion up to high cohesion. It takes 3 minutes at 1 vet. So it literally makes it twice as good. But yeah, you might want to consider getting rid of the CVs and relying more on the Bradleys. Because yeah, there's just not enough. Or, you know, getting rid of this maybe. So you can bring more... Because, well, yeah, what the hell do you need this for? You've got Bradleys with TOW2s on them. So there you go. Now you've got 3 tanks instead of 4. And yeah, you could get rid of this because of the Bradleys, but it can still work. Recon, so... I mean, this goes with your tanks to give them very good optics, okay. These two fulfill the same role, which is, you know, flank defense, basically. So I would get rid of this one, most likely. Oh, it's got smoke on it now. Get rid of this one, because you've got the ACAVs anyway. And then there's no wheeled infantry at all. So, like, you want a recon helo, really, so you can see stuff. Otherwise you're just going to die. Stuff you can't see. What the heck? Yeah, I mean, it's a tough div to play, right? But this... yeah, you're just going to be, like, so far behind at the start because you don't have any wheeled infantry. So, like, the ACAV's nice. But I would recommend bringing this. Then you can at least do something at the start. But not having a recon helo is pretty rough, but, like, you don't have the slots for it, so... AA, you don't need 10 pivads. There you go. You got chappies for AA, pivads for shooting infantry, basically, and then the stinger, because it can get nice and close because of its exceptional stealth. Really good manpad, that. Second best in the game. Helis, so you got the regular Cobra, and then Apache spam, okay. And then we spoke about the air tab before. So yeah, you need the Eagles for keeping your tanks alive, basically, because this is your longest range AA, and it doesn't have much range. Typically, people would somehow fit a Phantom in there as well, because this thing's very cost-efficient. It's actually very, very cost-effective, this. So, but, like, where do we get those 3 points? It's 2. You need those 3 cards of supply on this div. Okay, so you get rid of 2 of these, there you go, then you've still got the same number of M1A1s, right, and that gives you 2 more CVs, which means you get rid of this, and then you save 3 points, and then you can get the Phantom. The thing is, right, if you lose air superiority as this division, you are dead, because then all your tanks die. So, 6 fighters actually makes a lot of sense. And then, yeah, HE Bomber. So that's it for the deck reviews. Then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the map. Nice big map, basically, and it's like basically symmetrical, right? What tends to happen is big fight for mid, and then if you want to win, you gotta make sure you've got defensive units here, and then you just push up here into this zone while you're fighting for mid. You just push up here into this zone. Usually the enemy spazzes out, right? So if you're here, you want to get this, get that, get up to here. Right, and then push into this zone. You need to be up to here, because if you get an ATGM into here, the normal reinforcement point takes them down this road, and then you shoot them. So that's cool, right? Like a tank here. Well, I suppose it'd have to be an ATGM. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And you need to make sure the enemy doesn't do the same to you here. In terms of the matchup, this is an absolutely awful map to play 3rd Armoured on. As you know from the deck review, he's built his deck kind of weird, but basically the wider the map for 1v1, the harder it is to play 3rd Armoured on, because you don't have loads of cheap units. So you just get flanked and killed, which is obviously not fantastic, right? So, yeah, it's not great. 7th, East German. There are better divs, but I think it's got a much better chance on this map because its units are cheaper, so it can just spread out more. But, if the 3rd Armoured player manages to stabilize this and the 2 guys just have a big fight in mid, then the 3rd Armoured player should win. So it just depends if Red knows to attack the sides. In terms of the deployment, I've got a really interesting deployment here. So Scout's going to here, which is like, why wouldn't you go to the edge of the zone? Why would you hide at the back of your own zone? Then we've got 3 M150A1s. That's the price of 1 Recon Bradley, so I guess that's the idea. 3 of these beats 1 Recon Bradley. And then 2 ACAVs. But they're all tracked, so and the enemy gets airborne forward deployment wheeled. So like this is not going to work basically. And then behind that you've got engineers. Somebody messaging me. Oh no, I see. It's a notification for me to pay taxes. Set by me. Anyway, engineers Dragon, 4 Bradleys. Okay, and they're going all over the place. Like one here, one here, one here, one here. I mean, basically, these M150s, this is the sort of thing you send out onto the flanks. So you would want one here, one... Well, the issue is that the enemy can actually beat you here because you've not got any wheeled stuff. So yeah, one, like, here, and then you push up, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, you've got it. We got Bradley's doing it instead, so that's very expensive. 2 CEVs, 1 PIVADS, and a CV for, which is going completely the wrong way. So like there is a road here that he could have put it on, and then it would have got to Elena a bit faster, I feel, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, Elena into Dimitri, presumably. Whereas this one should go Anna center, but he's not queued it up. And then we've got 2 more M150s. These are pushed up too far for tracked recon. You'd want it like back here and back here, I think. Because the enemy can beat you there. You might just die. And then an ITV, which is a news channel. I mean, you've already got 2 ATGMs there. Pivad's just kind of chilling out back here. And we spoke about the CV. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got a jet, Mig-23 He brings them at 2 vet. Don't know why. And then, yeah, Spezialaufklärer, which should get there easily. I mean, because the enemy doesn't have any forward deployment at all. The main thing you got to watch out for against 3rd Armoured is they might open a recon healer, which he didn't bother bringing. And like Apache or something. And then Eagle. And then they can get a lot of ground early that way. Another Spezialaufklärer for the right here. Motorizaufklärer for Gregory. And then, okay, so supply, 30mm grenade launcher, SVD Motschützen, wheeled Conkers ATGM, 2 vet T55A up there by the CV, a CV for Fedor, Gregory, Charit, and Boris, which means he's... Right, this is the +2 though, so if you've only bought 1 CV, it should be starting on this side, basically. And then you can do Ivan, Charit, and Boris, and then, you know, that's 2, 3, 4, whereas this is 2, 3, 4, but this is 3 zones and this is 4 zones, so it'll be faster. 2 Spezialaufklärer for here, they're actually going really deep, so we'll see what happens with that. And then, supply... Conkers, T72M, and the wheeled Strela, which you do have to bring a supply with because it only carries 4 rounds. So let's cast this game. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners. Generously joining the channel, they get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. 1 join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views in terms of ad revenue equivalents. So it's a great way to support the channel. I'm currently unemployed, waiting for my final thesis defense, my Viva. That's on the 8th of October, so really looking forward to that. They basically put it as far away as they could within the window, which I find kind of annoying because I want to, I want to get on with my life, but I suppose it's good if your examiners don't really care because then they will just pass you to get you out of their hair. I suppose that's nice. Otherwise, please just like the videos. In terms of, oh yeah, also at the highest tier, you get your games cast at a rate of 1 per calendar month. So that's a great way to get coached on how to play the game better. You'll learn a lot. Deck reviews and a cast. And because it's 1 per calendar month, if you sign up for 1 month, you're basically guaranteed 2 casts. And yeah, you get to learn about things like how you shouldn't buy a bomber at the start, unless you've bought a recon helo, because this bomber has now been sat here for a minute, so you could have bought it right now, and it's not had a target because you can't see anything. So you shouldn't buy a bomber at the start unless you have a recon helo to spot it, to spot something for it. Or if it's one of these crazy recon planes, which, a few and far between, or like a drone. There's fast drones now with South Ag, like super speedy drones. They're kind of hard to sync up bombing runs with, because like you see that this has just been here for 2 minutes. So that's just a complete waste. You could have had 2 BMP-1 Mott Schutzens for that, because look, 45 plus 30 is 75, times 2 is 150. So right now, you would have 2 BMP-1 Mott Schutzens here, and then you could still buy this just now and use it to kill this 25-point scout squad. So, okay, or not. So these guys did actually manage to get in here. They're going to have to watch out for that ACAV, which just suddenly lost vision there. And here we go, Eagle purchased. Eagle beats ML. Okay, managed to unload in time. You would expect this to not work out. He's trying to 1v1 the Eagle. It's working. What the fuck? Why didn't... I think that was a misstep from the blue player there. I think he just didn't right-click this, so he didn't fire as many missiles as he could. But that's basically the best you can hope for from a MiG-23. Trading into an Eagle and not dying. So, blue's shown up. You wouldn't expect him to win at the start, basically. But red's done so much spreading out that actually in mid, blue has a big advantage. And that bomber means that... I mean, imagine if red had 2 extra BMP-1s and 2 extra Mott Schutzs in here. He'd be doing a lot better. So, Moe here, he's doing a pretty decent job of pushing this, right? He's sort of spread out, right? He doesn't have enough recon, really. He needs an infantry recon near the front, but hey, it's working, right? And he needs to move this up, but he's forgotten. And he needs to move... Okay. But he needs to sort this out. So I think the 7th player, in general, has the right idea, although he has missed out his +2. In general, he has the right idea of like spreading out and stuff, but he's neglected his center quite a lot. And so he's getting counter-pushed here. That is one hell of a... It's because of how big this building is. It's like, yeah, bro, I'm in range. Anyway, yeah, he didn't evac particularly quickly there, although he didn't die, so that's interesting. So power of the Pivad's there. You need the Chaparral with its 2825 meters range, right? It would get this. The Pivads gets outranged by that, so went about the way you'd expect. Yeah, another Kokon coming in. He's showing his side armor to assert dominance. And now he's dead because that doesn't have smoke, so he can't go anywhere. Mott Schutzens are starting to show up. These engineers should move 1 building forwards, same with these engineers, Dragon. And so, see the power of that bomber there to not even take this tank past half health. That's why I took it out of the deck. And the deck build is not very good. But yeah, if you're blue, you really need to sort this out. This is too far away. This should be up to here, and then you push this guy down here. Use a Bradley to support him. You can kill these guys pretty easily, right? So this Pivad's... Because if you send it for, like, this is just going to kill you with its AT. But if you were here, right, or like round here, then you can shoot. But now he's just running it forwards into the infantry AT there. This hasn't been evac'd. He's kept it around so he can kill the helo, which is fair enough, actually. He does miss. No red fighter response. And the red CV here died. So this bomber's back up because it's got 2-minute reload. I assume it's the same one, so it didn't get wounded or anything. And yeah, so not looking great for Moe on the right here. Like, he has mud and mid, but so he's just bought another bomber. It didn't drop the bombs because of the smoke. Now it's going to fly over the Strela. All he had to do if it didn't drop was just send it this way, because he knows this is here. The Bradley should smoke now. It doesn't. Yeah. A bit aggressive with this helo, although I suppose the Pivads is dead, but you know, like a 50 cal can kill you, so like if this was also in position and this was in position, this would, in fact, this might actually still just die. So yeah, that was kind of not intelligent. So just had to send it back and heal it up. Right, you got a supply here. Send it right around there. In fact, there's a supply here as well, but overall, it seems to be going better for red because he's taken Dimitri, although he has kind of lost mid. Pioneers are out, but he's got no infantry AT now, so one of these should have been a Mott Schutzen SVD if you want the wheeled one, right? I suppose Mott Schutzen's coming now. And if you're blue, you know, you need to go sort this out, really, and you don't send the Bradley first because the infantry AT is going to kill you. Okay. So yeah, that will survive a TOW 2 hit. It's got more than 12 out. Oh wow, that's interesting. No, you didn't smoke fast enough there. So yeah, 3 armor can survive a T-72M shot from that distance, eh? It's just below 2,000 meters. Anyway, presumably this is going to kill him now. He's just kind of stopped. He doesn't want to get away. HE bomber's back, or he bought another one. And, you know, Blue had an Eagle somewhere. I guess it's still repairing. They are kind of expensive. But, yeah, I mean, it is a tough matchup for 3rd Armoured. Because of this, basically. Like, you can't be strong everywhere with this div. Your punch is very good, but you can't play wide. And so Red's doing a good job exploiting that. And, you know, he's got the CV, he's got the AA. He's got the CV next to the AA to buff it up, so that's all good. Like, this should be dead if you're Red. I guess he doesn't know it's there, but typically you'd want to get this over to here so you can see what's coming in, and you can always run back in if you get shot. Hiding here doesn't give you anything, because you're already looking at that with this. So you might as well get this to the corner, at which point you probably see this, right? So yeah, this doesn't help you. He's going for the Chaparral, which you can see for some reason, probably because of this. And there you go, the Eagle takes him out. And then the Eagle turns around and doesn't fight the fighter. I mean, what? He just kept going, he could have won that fight, in my opinion. It's 40. I mean, how well? This is done so well. It's got, like, very little accuracy and it keeps hitting the... Can you believe it? He sent me a message saying the Mig-23 is bad. Something like that, anyway. Maybe I misunderstood him. Seems to be doing extremely well. It's like fighting eagles and not dying. A lot of that is due to Blue's micro. And yeah, he's using the Black Hawk quite well too. So this needs to be in the forest, because if you're in the open, you're taking twice as much damage. So in the meantime, something died over here. Like, Red's just managed to take this back. So he's bought an Apache, but he's not got a fighter for it or any AAs. And the enemy's got loads of planes up. So this is probably going to go about as well as you might expect. So he's got to land it right now or it's dead. He's chosen not to do so. Okay, now he's trying to land it. It's too late in my opinion. And it looks like my opinion is correct. Oh no, never mind. Okay. So, bomber back out. I don't know, I think Blue bought too many bombers, really. You just shouldn't have bought those at all. And now he's got these, like, 0 vet HA Abrams. Which is like, well, how well is that going to go? It's going to get hit once, and then you're not going to be able to do anything. Having said that, there's nothing actually here that can hit him. So he is actually slowly taking this zone back. But he's lost mid, so... swings and roundabouts. This actually managed to survive, which is like kind of really surprising, actually. And basically, you know, you got to get the AA and the air superiority, and then you start buying the super heavy tanks, because otherwise a bomber just comes and kills you. And oh look, here's a bomber. So the Eagle's out, and it's not okay. He's right click the enemy playing this time. So that's good. And he now needs to switch to the fighter immediately. He needs to switch to the fighter immediately. Just really wants that bomber, I guess. The fighter hits again, gets a crit on an Eagle, and then the Cub hits it. This game sometimes, man. So yeah, here you've got Eagles being routinely beaten by Mig-23s, but a lot of it is due to the micro, frankly. The micro from Blue is really bad. He's just not right-clicking the things. That was spotted somehow because of this. It's in a church because religious people can see further than atheists. So yeah, you should have landed it like behind this as opposed to here. So yeah, that goes down as well. Yeah. Not great for Blue. Not really sure what he can do about this. At all. He's just lost too many units, and that's the way it works with 3rd Armoured. I mean, the issue is he's not really using his units very effectively. Like, his deployment on this side was too heavy. Like, you know, you got, like, a bunch of stuff sat around here. All he needed to do was... because, like, he had the first line, and then he bought the second line, like, at the start. And then, like, yeah, so this can get in there, but, like, so this unit is not doing anything. So you move it all the way up to here. That's a nice block in place, right? And then this Bradley you can free up and use it to shoot people. Cluster came in, and it bombed these T-55s, and it can't even kill those, because it's just really, really bad. You just shouldn't bring it. For some reason, it only carries 2 bombs, because... so a lot of the early plane loads in this game, particularly the NATO ones, so like 3rd Armoured was the first division in the game, 3rd Armoured and 79Y. They were just completely gimped by Eugen, and they just never fixed them. I think it's some of that sort of quintessential French arrogance. I'm right, I'm right. Apparently the Americans just ran 2 bombs on their F4s. 2 of the smallest bomb in their inventory. Actually, I think they do have a 128 kilo one. So yeah, we got another Apache here. And no fighter cover, so he's just going to right-click it with a plane. And the same thing's going to happen. Make sure to show his rear armor as well, so he can take as much damage as possible. And the Eagle is dead, so now he has to buy another Eagle. Yeah, you know, if you're a new player, don't play 3rd Armoured in 1v1. In team games, it kind of makes sense, because you're playing on a very narrow lane, and you can just sort of buy your tank and move your tank forwards. Yeah. So, looking pretty convincing for Red. What you'd expect him to do next is to, you know, push back into Dimitri, right? Because he's got all this. A lot of these guys are sort of sat around not doing anything, so, you know, like, yeah, you would send this down here, up to here, move the AA, move this, move the CV as well, and this tank's not doing anything, send it round. He's got enough units here to take this. Sort of chilling out in the forest with T-55s doesn't make too much sense. You know, get some supply up. This bomber's back up, and the Eagle actually hits it this time. And then the Eagle he's sending back. So like this also has missiles that you could use to right-click stuff. It's these super 0 accuracy planes just hitting every time. Must be that extra 6% accuracy, right? Anyway, this is showing side armor, so it dies in 1 hit. And this guy's out of missiles because he carries 2 fewer than he should do. Because this was also, you know, this is a 3rd Armoured plane. So, like I said, Eugen completely gimped the NATO planes, particularly at the start of the game. And this guy should have 2 more missiles, essentially. So, Red continuing to wail on this total noob. Just kind of chilling out here. Needs a recon helo, really. I can't remember if he brought one. But, like, look at this. There's nobody here. Like, if 3rd decided to attack here, he could break in. But he's just playing reactively. Right? I mean, this, like, literally could just say, oh, there's literally nobody here. And that's the advantage of a recon helo. Although, by sending one over, you do reveal... The enemy knows. And then he can be like, oh, there's nobody here. So yeah, the pivads you really need, like, right pressed up to the front line if you actually want it to do anything. Because it just doesn't have the range otherwise, as you can see. Yeah, still +1 for Red. I guess this used to be there, I suppose. So what you would do is you would unload this and then use the Black Hawk to scout him, and then you would actually be able to get an accurate bombing runoff. He just got a 0.5% crit there, which dealt 9 damage on the Cub, +1 for 10. So, you know, if there weren't enough problems for Blue this game, he's been critted twice now. Lost planes from that both times, 2 crit-sized planes. The other issue with playing 3rd Armoured, if you've got expensive units, then crits in your game will make them die, and it matters more than if you lose a cheap unit, right? Both units have the same chance of being crit, but an expensive unit is obviously more important. So yeah, LagginDragon moving the Cub after it's shot, which is very intelligent. Typically, you'd want to move it closer because you know there's nobody up to here, so you can put it like there, right? Something like that. But hey, they've got nice range. Yeah, he needs a bit of shore ride for this, like this Strela, for example. So, Special player running into the forest. Blackhawk was used to scout, but now he's sort of abandoned it, I guess. And it kind of goes back, like, I don't watch the games ahead of time. It kind of goes back to what we were saying about, you know, you need 6 fighters on 3rd Armoured. Because if you lose your air superiority, you've basically lost the game. But yeah, Red's kind of taking his sweet time here. Like, I mean, he could just move up here. There's nobody here. He is doing an attack here as well, and it makes sense, but he's not brought the AA. So, you know, you should bring the AA, and you should bring a supply as well. Like, this is just hanging out. So you can load up this Pioneer, send that in, or you can send it this way. Just using your units effectively. And if you keep your transports around, you can redeploy them quite quickly. So yeah, this Strela could get up here, because, like, what if there's an Apache here? Obviously, you've got the whole thing where Blue just keeps losing all his planes. So you can just dive the Apache, but in general, you know, you'd want some AA here. And yeah, still +1 for Red. Just sort of chilling out. And yeah, you'd expect this M113A3 to go down here. And down it goes. So Bomber coming out for where the Ito, he thinks the Ito is, but it's actually one building behind. You might still kill it. No, it did not. And there you go, you see it crit there as well. This one makes the fuel go down really fast. I think it gives 1 extra damage as well. It's kind of hard to tell with the Pivads because it doesn't deal like 6 damage. But yeah, the Chappie missed there. And this Eagle could have intercepted, but too busy just chilling out, just hanging out. Hanging out over here, not doing anything. But at this point, you know, it's just too many enemy planes, really. It's 1v4, he wouldn't win that. He doesn't have vision, so the AT plane can't do too much. And, okay, so typically you'd want to drop that on where the Pivads is, but I guess he got the position wrong or something. And here we go, the Eagle's finally doing something, and it's aiming for the wrong plane. So basically you need to aim for the enemy fighters first, because they can kill you like that. But he just keeps aiming for the bombers, and so the fighters keep killing him. Now, you know, Red is getting really lucky with these missiles, which have 45% accuracy against a 40% plane. But, you know, the micro, it does play a part. You gotta take out the planes. You gotta take out the fighters first, so that your fighters don't die. That's, and, you know, the guy... And look, he's not microing it, so he's just getting shot in the sides. Yeah. Gotta micro your planes. So yeah, Red, you know, he's gone back a bit with the CV. Could get up to here and into the forest where the T-55 is. Oh, he's doing that now. And on this side, he could definitely be pushing up here as well. He's got a bunch of guys not doing anything. Typically, you need to keep the pressure on 3rd Armoured, because if you let him get all his stuff back, then he's going to kill you. Depending on, obviously, player skill, which seems to be a factor in this engagement. So he just sort of drove into that and died. Yeah. So this is probably not going to make it, because there's a lot of AA here and a lot of fighters up. And down it goes. Pivad's got taken out by this, I guess, or, you know, there's a lot of units here. Chappie, I don't think this has hit anything all game. And yeah, so he's got a bit of arty to sort of whittle away at these units. You can tell that Moe here wants to push into the corner of Boris. It's very difficult to do, though. As for Red, I guess he just wants to hang out and just wait. He definitely could have taken Dimitri by now if he'd actually attacked. And here we go, so Desperation plays from Blue. He's going to send the CV around. And you would assume that one of these many, many, many planes would spot it. Seed purchased against... okay, I see, it's just for the Apache. That could have smoked. Or unloaded. This is... It's still got rounds. But yeah, the seed's pretty good against helicopters. Obviously nothing on 3rd Armoured can be seeded. There's no radars. Especially if the helicopters show their rears to the enemy constantly. and make no attempt to land. Yeah, so that chappie hit something, and now red's in this zone. Blue's doing a counter-attack here, but his fire support just getting into position now. Thing with being in a place where you can see everybody is that everybody can see you. So you take a lot of additional damage there. And yeah, they're taking the hits there. But yeah, the chappies really need to be like here, basically, because otherwise, as you can see, they can't really respond. They would have got 2 shots off each if they were closer there. And yeah, no answer to this, because no stingers in the deck, just 10 pivads. Mortars for smoke. +3 now for red. Really should be doing something here. Could just walk in here. I do like how he's pushed something over here as well, you know, makes sense. Like, blue really should have this blocked. And yeah, one wonders what the plan is for blue, I guess. Try and get another CV in. It's interesting that it's only a +1. Oh! Forgot about this. So yeah, blue's taken this. And then typically this would kind of be supported by eagles or what have you, but you know, you can't get the eagles over the cubs. So you'd have to, I guess if you flew like this, then you just buy another one. And yeah, he's lost too many planes basically, so. Fire Team AT4 would probably lose to this simply because the T-72s are pretty silly, particularly at close ranges. These aren't the super armored ones though, because he doesn't bring those. So yeah, he'll shoot the front armor, I don't think it'll do anything. He's only got 4 rounds, that's the main issue. So even if he hit all 4, he'd actually only do 8 damage. So now the smoke's faded. So yeah, that's not ideal. The engineer leader went down. Presumably this Conco shot it. Fire Team AT4's dead. Tanks at no vet. So look, he's been shot once and he's already at normal cohesion. And then if he gets hit twice, then he would just be useless. Thing is, this has very low accuracy because it's been shot a few times, so... Does this have smoke? It does not. This does, though. Chooses to just roll the dice. He is successful. Now he can smoke. No. And yeah, these are really good because look how fast they can fire their rockets. They used to have mediocre stealth, but they got buffed up to good because Pact didn't have enough wheeled good strength, wheeled ATGM carriers, like good stealth ATGM carriers, so they all got buffed up to good stealth. And the price has been going up ever since, basically. They used to be like 40 points or something, but... So yeah, still +1 for red. I don't think he's noticed that this has happened, because he's making no attempt to deal with it. He's got all these guides, you know, he could easily sort it out, get the planes up, you know. But he's just not paying... Or helos, right? You can send a helo. I know he's got 2 helos, or he had... I don't know if he's lost one. He's still got clearly at least 1 left, so he could use this. You know, go see what's going on, but I just don't think he's noticed. Over here, yes, like this is going to be useful in 7 minutes, and the games are 40 minutes long, so that is a big problem. What you can do is put CV next to it, buffs it up to 1 vet, so the cohesion will come back faster. And yeah, you know, still no reaction from blue to this. Okay, I thought this was coming over here, but it's not. Okay, no, he's not noticed. No, he's still not noticed. It's going for that tank now. This is the issue with not having recon helos as well. Oh, I see. This is on an attack move order, so it's just decided to shoot there. But the helo took off, and so now it can't be targeted. No, it's firing at the dropped one. So I guess he'll take this one off as well. It's firing flares, which makes you think that there's a plane around. Oh yeah, the AT plane. But yeah, I don't think he's noticed. Now he's getting shot. so you'll get more warning messages, and you lost a truck now. So obviously it makes the beep beep and the beep beep. No, he's still not noticed. In the meantime, another CV trying to walk into the zone. Did actually get the conkers here, so that's good. And like this, still just not doing anything. Like even like this, you know, you could move it up to here and then to here, and then you could shoot down this road. But units get placed and then forgotten about, like this Bradley, which has been there all game. Okay, now he's going to try and take Gregory. Has he finally realised? I don't think he has. I think it's just automatically firing. Because, yeah, he's not right-clicked it or anything. Thing is, the cub... There you go. So he got kind of lucky with the cub there. 45% accuracy with 20%. Oh, it's only 10% ECM. Okay, he's realised now, so even if the cub hadn't hit, you know, this would get him. Because of the gun on this is actually not too bad. Right, so he's finally noticed, and now he can uncap these. Or he can just send this up to here and it'll uncap itself while he's not looking. What can I say? So, +5 for blue, somehow. But that'll stop as soon as the noticing starts. Right, okay, he's realised this now. Another Apache. No eagle up. 20% ECM gets hit by this. At least it didn't hit him twice in a row. Now it's out of ammo, but yeah, the two fighters will deal with it, no problem. Chappie's still all the way back here, so no eagle, right. So yeah, there you go. It's not going to fully cap. Oh, wow. That was very lucky. I suppose it, you know, it's predetermined, right? There's no RNG in that. But no, he didn't notice this. He just sent it up here and it capped on its way past, but he was right there. He would have neutralized otherwise. So, after this, it's going to be a +5 to red, I suppose, because this is a +2. Has kept this in the zone, so we'll take some damage there. But yeah, the T-72s are the only medium tank in the game with 3 top armor, so which makes them really good against RT. But the prices of them keep going up, so, you know, they're like barely mediums anymore. Yeah, so LagginDragon's finally decided to walk into this empty space here. Blue didn't not do a good job of setting up a defense on this zone. You want units at the edge of the zone, you don't just sit at the back of your own zone. These tanks have got their cohesion back. But yeah, there's conkers here, you know, AT planes coming in. And that'll kill that. Chappie's still too far away. Yeah, what can I say? It's going to be +7 now. I would assume this game is going to end soon. Wow, okay. So yeah, you must be a very new player. So just going to speed it up a bit before I blow my own brains out. So that one actually does get intercepted, incredible. I do wonder if he just lost all of the Eagles, because he only had 4, right? And he was losing them. CV comes in here for all of 20 seconds. And there it goes. And yeah, that's going to be taken now. I heard another beep boop sound, but I suppose it's this guy. So Mark Schutzen should get behind him and just one-shot him. Okay, it's going to be a 2-shot. I was wrong. And still +5. Still no surrender from the red player. I want to see how many games this guy has. Sorry, the blue player. Oh wow, he did still have Eagles. Alright. Well, that was definitely one of the Warno games of all time. Yeah, so this is Moe. He is rank 159, apparently. Okay. And this is LagginDragon, rank 236. They've got a similar number of games. Yeah. That was definitely a game of Warno. I hope you enjoyed that game of Warno. Something tells me I'm going to get a lot of angry comments for covering this one. But I don't know what it's like before I cover it, right? So, keeps you guessing. I'll see you around.